Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So already Donald Trump hasn't even won for an entire week and you're starting to see him drain the swamp without even lifting a finger. Just the mere thought of Donald Trump returning to power is sending shockwaves and dread through the bureaucracy, the same corrupt bureaucracy that held back his administration the first term and has done everything possible to try to keep him out of office. This time around, they're defeated. They don't know where to go from here because they couldn't get him. They couldn't get him the first time. They couldn't even technically get him after 2020 to the point where he comes back, he wins with a resounding governing mandate in an election victory that was wider than most people had anticipated, to the point where it's like, yeah, these people are losing their minds. Some career attorneys are already considering just giving up. They're giving up. They're heading for the exits because they know they're not going to be able to get away with it for much longer. They poke the bear. You know, Donald Trump, he's not really looking to play nice with these people anymore. He's looking to go out there and get revenge. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to throw a bunch of people in jail. Maybe he will some people. But what it really means is you have a lot of people that have done him, and not necessarily just him, but the country, wrong over the past, decade or so. The deep state within the government, as a lot of people like to put it, that is something that Donald Trump was kind of unable to, get rid of, partially because he was surrounded with a lot of these bad faith neocons, which are not a part of his administration this time around. He already came forward and said, no Nikki Haley, no Mike Pompeo. Already you get rid of people like Mike Pence and all these other clowns that are like grifting never-Trumpers now. So you're seeing what's going on. You look at the fact that Trump is back. He's back with a good team around him because you're not just electing a president, you're electing a team. And he's got people that are going to help him succeed instead of people that are going to try to prevent him at every single turn from succeeding. So already the deep state is on notice. They know that this is not going to be the same Trump administration you saw the first time. It's going to be effective, and he's back and ready to drain the swamp. That's the one campaign promise he made back in 2016. And he didn't really campaign on it a ridiculous amount this cycle. I think he left a lot of that to RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard and even Elon Musk of all people. But you're kind of seeing the fact that already, he's not backing off of that now. He's leaning into it right now, and he doesn't even have to lift a finger for some of it. You can see this article from Politico. We know what's coming. Federal bureaucrats wrestle with fight or flight response to the Trump election. What does that exactly mean? Wave of departures. They are bracing for impact. We have all these corrupt people in government. They've been there for a very long time. And they've weaponized the institutions against the political opponents. Even when Trump was in office, Trump is saying, no more, you're done, you're fired. And they know it. They know it. And not only that, he's building up his cabinet. And that's another thing. And he's building up his cabinet with far better people now than he was building up his cabinet with back then. You're talking about the first moves that he's made. He's putting his own border czar in there, Tom Homan, who did a very good job during Trump's administration as the director of ICE. And then you have Susie Wiles, who is very competent as chief of staff, but the deputy chief of staff, who's going to be doing a lot more with policy matters. That's Stephen Miller, who is probably one of the most, I guess you would say, based individuals regarding immigration, not just with the border and border security and illegals, but he wants, mass deportations. He wants to lower and slash immigration across the board. He's somebody who is I guess you would say, a nationalist, populist type of guy. That's the direction the party is going in. And somebody like Stephen Miller, very smart, very intelligent, very capable. They fear this guy. They fear-mongered about this guy when Trump was in the White House the first time. Seems like he's back and he's getting a much bigger role this time, which is absolutely huge, and you love to see it. And then instead of Nikki Haley being the ambassador to the UN, it seems like Donald Trump is going with Elise Stefanik, who does have a mixed record in Congress, but in terms of the whole loyalty aspect, she's going to do what she's got to do in regards of representing Trump's agenda on the world stage. That's what Trump is looking for as well. People who are capable, people who are loyal, and people who won't backstab. Even though her voting record's a little bit murky in Congress, it's gotten a lot better. And on top of that, she is somebody who is very loyal to Trump, and you possibly still could get like a congressional upgrade in the process at that seat right there. So all around, he's making good picks, but this is just the beginning of the picks. RFK Jr. is also going to be on board in some form. And again, we talk about draining the swamp, getting rid of these career bureaucrats. We have 3 branches of government, not 4. We've had 4 for a while. We got to trim that down. You have all these corrupt individuals in our government that really have no business having those positions because they're destroying the country. And now RFK Jr. wants to fire 600 employees at the National Institute of Health. A lot of these people, these bureaucrats, they've been the people, you talk about make America healthy again. These people have been preventing that from happening. They're corrupt. They're bought and paid for. They collude with big pharma. They don't care about the American people, the health of the American people. But we need to change that and get rid of these people. And now Donald Trump is somebody around him, RFK Jr., who is ready day one to get rid of these people, gut these institutions, replace the people in these institutions with capable people that care about the American people and have less of them. You got to trim the fat as well. And we're kind of seeing that across the board. And it seems like RFK Jr. is going to have a lot of pull with the cabinet. And that's huge because he is somebody who wants to root corruption out of the government. And Elon Musk is somebody that also is smart and capable and wants to tackle our national debt problem. You didn't see us really pay down any debt during the first Trump term. Although, again, who did he really have around him? That's the real question. Now he's got people around him that care more about those issues, care more about those topics, and we're kind of seeing, these people kind of talk about, oh, Trump, you should put this person in this position or this person in that position, building the cabinet. That's what you want to see. You absolutely love to see it because Musk is somebody he cares about, reducing the inefficiency and ineffectiveness of government. And he is somebody who, he's not like necessarily that ideological as like a conservative or whatever, but he is kind of a common sense type of guy, very smart, as we know. He's Elon Musk of all people, one of the most intelligent people in the country right now. If anybody's going to be able to fix the debt problem, probably going to be him rather than these career corrupt politicians on both sides of the aisle. And when it comes down to Trump building the cabinet, you talk about the intelligence agencies. They've been weaponized against the American people. And we saw that. They colluded with big tech to install Biden in 2020. Now Kash Patel, who is somebody who is MAGA through and through, could be the top contender for CIA director. So already you're talking about draining the swamp. You're talking about clearing out the bad guys within the government. Donald Trump this time is serious. He's planning on doing it. Because you have to have the right people in the right positions. You can't fill your administration with neocons and Bush-era individuals and expect anything to be different. And he's not doing that this time. He's not doing it. You have much more capable people. You have people that actually care about solving the problems and people who are not in it, for just, the bureaucracy aspect. They're not going to try to sabotage the administration or Trump or his agenda. You need to see something like that. You need to see the tide change within the administration compared to last administration if you want to really save this country. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He has learned from mistakes that have been made. A lot of people said he couldn't possibly learn. Well, it's very evident right now that he is indeed learning. And in terms of another position that he's planning on filling, you can talk about the EPA, which is another corrupt agency. They call it the Employment Prevention Agency because of all the regulations that don't even really do any good for the environment, by the way. Then you have Lee Zeldin. He's going to be chosen for EPA. Matt Gaetz himself said Lee Zeldin is a swamp drainer. He's somebody who is a very skilled attorney. He served in the climate caucus in the right, and he's going to plan on helping restore energy dominance. A little bit out of left field. I wasn't expecting Zeldin to have that specific role. I thought Zeldin very well would find some place in the administration. Seems like he's found that place. So all around, it's all coming together as we have it right now. It's going to be interesting to see, what does he do for AG? What does he do for Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense? A lot of names are being thrown around right now. So, we don't know every single position, but every position, every single hire that we've seen so far is a solid hire by Donald Trump. And everybody knows that this is not going to be some watered down, neoconservative, slanted Trump administration. This is going to be a true national populist administration. Just like we're seeing rise all across Europe, you're going to see it here, but it's within the Republican Party, and they have a resounding mandate to govern. Also, Trump is apparently talking about getting rid of some of these agencies as well, like the Department of Education. And again, it's a state issue. People will say, what about student loans? Well, that could be done by the Department of Treasury. Wouldn't that make more sense? Because they, are the money department that deals with things like that. So again, you have just a bloated bureaucracy that we have, and we need to make sure that we can trim the fat where necessary, get out the bad guys. If they need to be replaced, replace them with good guys. That's what Donald Trump is doing. That's what draining the swamp means. And the people in Washington right now know that, the days of the establishment, they're numbered. They're indeed numbered, and it's got to feel good. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.